Welcome to Fewer Things Better. This is the place for all of us who are big on goals and short on time. Together, we'll explore smart, simple ideas on how to retrain your brain and unlock your life. I'm your host, Kristin Graham. Let's get started. This last week, I was really feeling the overwhelms. I made that a plural word because that's how it felt. Every time I mustered up the energy to tackle one challenge, new ones would pop up, like the children's game called Whack-A-Mole. It's amazing to me how fast I can go from feeling centered and focused to just wanting to escape into my iPad and avoid all of the lifiness. So I've had a lot of chances to practice what I preach and teach on time management and psychology. And I've also watched some silly streaming shows because, hey, life is a balance. That said, I realized that my digital escape was actually one more mole that I needed to whack. How many times do you find yourself on a device while in the middle of something? A conversation, a task, or those spare minutes in between all the things? The bottom line on top of this episode is that one of the quickest shortcuts to reclaiming peace of mind is to spend some quality time offline. Episode 145 talked about the benefits of daily joys and carving out play in our days. I shared a story of having 2 unexpected days off recently and how delightful it was to have time with no agenda. The ironic part of this is that often when we do find ourselves without any stretch of time, we wrap ourselves in technology tethers. Speaking of technology, I recently got an email from the author Ryan Holiday, and it had this subject line: "This habit is making you miserable." And here's how he started the email. "Stop watching cable news. It's bad for you. Stop filtering the world through social media. It's a cesspool. Turn off those breaking news alerts on your phone. None of them are as important as you think. We've fooled ourselves into thinking that endless news consumption is how you stay, quote, informed." He then went on to say, "The problem is that breaking news isn't about informing you. It's about grabbing and holding your attention. News that is, by definition, not the complete story. If we could break free from this loop," he says, "not only could we get some meaningful work done, but we might be able to connect with each other in ways that are more productive instead of divisive." Whew, boy. Okay, yes, we're all probably more tied to tech than we need to be. But how can we adjust to less of something that is all around us? This episode resurfaces the idea of a tech sabbatical, which was first mentioned in episode 63. Trying a tech sabbath, no matter how long it lasts, can highlight just how many things we have connected to our cognitive power cord. I use the word Sabbath because at a high level, it refers to a time of rest. It's often associated with religion, where a Sabbath is a preset amount of time, such as a 24-hour period or from sunup to sundown. Rest, however you define it, isn't about time on a clock or aligned to a calendar. The purpose of a Sabbath is to have dedicated time where your attention is turned inward for an intentional respite from the daily demands. A tech Sabbath allows our brains to spend more time in what is known as the default mode network. This is a mental playground where the mind can go and explore when that always on button gets paused, even if it's just for a few minutes. So, what are some outputs of time with no input? Well, mentally, you might see a boost to memory, motivation, and creativity. There are also indicators that we may be less prone to impulse and temptation. It can reset or at least provide a battery boost to our moral compass as well. We might make different decisions than when we are thinking through a tech lens. Physically, during a Sabbath, muscles start to soften or even reposition. Our breathing extends, and our body seeks more natural ways to receive endorphins, ones that don't come from a touch of a screen. High performance athletes use rest as a critical part of how they enhance and sustain their physical prowess. A true Sabbath isn't simply about devices. It means being conscious about all of the pings and zings that are in our line of sight or are being worn somewhere on you, or even those that are accessible with the touch of a finger or a call of a name to a device nearby. Screens of any type are designed to keep your attention and to directly interfere with your circadian sleep patterns. If you're not ready to have tech be out of the room completely, consider moving it out of reach. The brain-body connection starts in the first moments of consciousness as we awake. If we engage with technology before our feet even touch the floor, the brain engine gets started before the biological one does. Even the act of getting up out of bed and moving to a nearby place before using technology helps better sync thinking to doing. And that lasts throughout the course of the day. Another Sabbath idea is to try having a meal without technology. Satiate your body without digital conversation, music, videos, or social scrolling. Then see how you feel and act when you re-engage. You might find you're providing sustenance to more than just your stomach. An unplugged mind also has access to emotional and intellectual oxygen, both of which help you consider lessons from the past and plans for the future, beyond the pole of the here and now and all the breaking news that isn't always news. The takeaway from this topic is simply to consider where there is a desire to explore the space between all or nothing. It's in that sacred space that answers begin to emerge and that you have a chance to hear them. As you begin to explore life offline, I hope you also find some more space to take good care. Thanks for listening. You can find a lot more like this by following me on LinkedIn or going to unlockthebrain.com and joining the mailing list. And if you found value in this podcast, please take a moment to rate or comment. Thanks so much. And now let's go do fewer things better.